Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the second part of the series of Founders Thoughts. What is Founders Thoughts? The whole purpose of this is I want to share thoughts in the forms of tips, tricks, and ideas to help you drive performance and engagement in all aspects of your life. So my hope is that through this video series, you can find some things that might make an impact on your life, whether it's at work or at home, or your personal relationships, or any area of your life. I just encourage you to try the things that I suggest and reflect on how they went for you and how you might want to incorporate them in your life. The first part of the series, we covered a way to stay organized. This was through using a 3x5 index card to track your priorities and to-dos every day. I was really excited to see everyone who responded to the first round of this, and I'm really excited to be delivering your gifts to you when they arrive. The second part of this series is focused on some physics, and it might just be in a different way than you think. So we're going to be covering Newton's third law of physics. For those of you who don't know, and generally it's only about 1 in every 50 people know this law, that the third law of physics is for every action or force, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So the best way to describe that is through this really fun, distracting, and mesmerizing toy. This is called Newton's Cradle, and it does a wonderful job of illustrating the third law of physics. So for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Now, what's amazing is that not only does this do a great job of illustrating this third law, there's a very interesting way in which it applies to our lives. Very simply, what you put out in the world will come back to you. It may not be obvious at times, but if you pay really close attention, you might be amazed as to what comes back to you. As a very simple example, let's just pretend you're one of our exemplary Bluebird employees delivering smiles. What do you think happens when you spend every day smiling and exerting that energy in the world? What do you know? It's going to come back to you. If you pay attention next time you do this, I guarantee you'll see it. Now, conversely, let's just pretend that you are cranky, upset, and maybe rude. What do you expect is going to come back at you? There's an equal and opposite reaction. Some people call this the golden rule. Treat others like you want to be treated. It has great parallels to this. But I definitely encourage you to think about it in this light, which is what you put out into the world comes back to you. The question you have to ask yourself is, what do you want to come back to you? Do you want that anger, that frustration, rudeness? Do you want smiles, happiness, positivity, encouragement? Oftentimes we get in positions where we think, wow, if people could just be nicer to me, or if people could just be more encouraging. This is your opportunity to put those things out into the world. And might I remind you, for every reaction, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So it's one thing to think something, but it's another thing to do something. You're putting even more energy out there. So if you say, I wish people would be nicer to me, you could just think that and put that out into the world, and there's a good chance it'll come back. But if you think about it and do it, think about the energy you're putting out there. So instead of just maybe thinking with one, you could think and do, and look at the reaction that creates. So I challenge all of you to be thinking about how you might do that and what are the things that are important to you. You could be successful, for example. Well, think it and do it. Be successful in all of the things that you do and see what comes back to you. So that leads us wonderfully into our challenge for this month. I want all of you to take an index card, maybe some sticky notes, and write down 1 to 3 things that you want to come back to you this month. You could go as far as to say, I want to win $1 million. And if you do, please share it with everybody. But also be thinking about maybe some more tangible things, or some things that you might be able to see results on in a shorter period of time, just so you get the idea of this concept. And then from there, let your imagination run. At the end of the month, I want you to be thinking about what things came back to you. What did you learn from thinking about this? And how did it go? The more you spend time and energy on this idea, the higher likelihood that something's going to come back to you. If you want to go over those things with me, I'm happy to review them with you and give you some thoughts. But I thank you guys for listening, and I thank you guys for participating in this. I hope that it brings something wonderful into your life in the next 30 days.